The Museum of Natural History is shutting down 2 Native American exhibition halls this weekend. CBS 2's Lori Bordenaro explains that the move is to comply with President Biden's new tribal consent laws.
Museum goers got their last peek at 2 popular Native American exhibits at the American Museum of Natural History. On Saturday, the Eastern Woodlands and Great Plains halls will be shut down. 2 displays already empty.
2 displays already in. Hold on.
American exhibits at the American Museum of Natural History. On Saturday, the Eastern Woodlands and Great Plains halls will be shut down. 2 displays already empty.
OCO, freethinkers. You're now tuned into the realest historian on the planet, the best teacher you wished you had in school. Have your pens and paper handy and get ready to take notes. It's Dane Calloway on I'm Just Here to Make You Think Radio.
Produced by Dane Calloway and Tanisha Calloway. Watch this brand new documentary, Mother Rosa, right now at DaneMakeYouThink.com.
My wife, Tanisha Calloway, recently posted a video. This was about June. Hold on, let me look this up because I want to be right and exact. She posted this video right here on, it was a month ago. Oh, December, I said June. December 9th, right? Now, on this particular video called The History of America, the Genetic Makeup of Modern Day Slavery. Y'all wouldn't believe what just happened, y'all. My wife showed this particular garment that you see. I'm pausing it right here because she was informing the viewers about how our people who are indigenous, Niji, of this landmass, wore this clothing style, of course. But they also created it from materials found only in North America at the time of this garment's creation in 1790. Now, my wife covered a lot of details concerning the history behind this garment and other garments our ancestors made, and how foreigners attempted to replicate these garments and even hand them to our indigenous Nijis as gifts on special occasions, or in favor of allowing those foreigners the opportunity to trade amongst them. Okay? They'd be like, well, I'm gonna make a garment that's similar and maybe they'll like it, just so they could fit in. So the idea initially manifested by the malicious writers of modern American history was that American Indians did not possess the skills to create something like this back in the 1700s. And that these skills were being brought from other places like Britain, Hindustan. That's what she was exposing in that video. So, and my wife also detailed that our Niji ancestors possessed multiple skills within this land. And they were the sole creators of this clothing style, okay? And many other clothing styles that are indigenous to this land. Merely, I'm gonna tell you why. Without, if y'all didn't see this video, I'm not gonna give it away, but to simplify things, it's merely due to the material and especially the minerals. Listen, especially the minerals used to form them, like the chemically created dyes, for example. Okay? This is in her video. And notice how this is in the museum, okay? And this is what we're about to go over, okay? This particular garment is being displayed inside of an American Indian Museum in New York. There are a few of them, museums in the U.S. as far as American Indians are concerned. And I'm familiar with this one. And I'm also familiar with the one downtown in Washington, D.C. Shout out to D.C. Because that's where I was born, of course, born and raised. I'm familiar with that museum. Not all museums looked alike, okay? But some of them were talking about particular tribes. East Woodland Indians. You go down the list. So now they're about to change these museums' names to Native American museums. So that's not the point, but I just want to point that out. They're about to change it. All right, so before I go any further, I want to show you this video of what happened recently. The video that I'm about to play is what Joe Biden and his administration just recently did after my wife released her video about this garment and its history. Okay, the history of the indigenous minerals used to make these clothes and more. Now, actually, because she got three videos on this. I'm just showing you this one because that was first, December 9th. Now, hold on, I'm about to pull it up. January 26th. Watch this. I'm about to play this video real quick.
The Museum of Natural History is shutting down 2 Native American exhibition halls this weekend. CBS 2's Lori Bordenaro explains that the move is to comply with President Biden's new tribal consent laws.
Right. So President Biden put out tribal consent laws and shutting down exhibitions in all of these museums. Y'all heard that, right? One more time. One more time.
The Museum of Natural History is shutting down 2 Native American exhibition halls this weekend. CBS 2's Lori Bordenaro explains that the move is to comply with President Biden's new tribal consent laws.
Museum goers got their last peek at 2 popular Native American exhibits at the American Museum of Natural History. On Saturday, the Eastern Woodlands and Great Plains halls will be shut down. 2 displays already empty.
2 displays already in. Hold on.
American exhibits at the American Museum of Natural History. On Saturday, the Eastern Woodlands and Great Plains halls will be shut down. 2 displays already empty.
Listen. Now, when I shared this with my wife, because she didn't know this, I'm talking about this just happened January 26th. She responded as I expected. We both know that they're attempting to erase all of this because they didn't think that anyone like my wife and I would investigate these things and discover and uncover more information that is not commonly known to the public, especially in America. This is highly essential, ladies and gentlemen. You can see here, they already begun removing these displays before this story became newsworthy. Number 1, this means that what my wife and I are doing is making a significant impact in our society's history department. And this is their way of controlling the narrative and sweeping up all them breadcrumbs that were left behind that can enable honest researchers like my wife and I from exposing the truth about our story here in America to millions of intrigued viewers like yourself. My wife said when she saw this, she was like, they feel like they have already exposed too much because the narrative they initially wanted to put out there with these clothes was to push that it came from a different aspect mentally altogether. And so once someone sees it for what it really is, or what it really was in this case, which we did, which, now they have to remove it before more information is gathered quickly. That's why they are moving so fast. That's basically what my wife is saying. So let's continue.
It's such an important part of our American history, and not to acknowledge that and have an opportunity to explore it here in New York City, it would be an injustice.
By the way, this is the same one in Manhattan, in New York. Y'all paying attention? You think they not watching?
The closures are a response to new federal regulations requiring museums to obtain consent from tribes to display artifacts. In an email Friday, the president of the History Museum said, "The halls we are closing are vestiges of an era when museums such as ours did not respect the values, perspectives, and indeed shared humanity of indigenous peoples."
Stop. This is how you know something is wrong. This is alarming. This is how you know something is wrong. This is a big deal. After all of this time, now is the right time to respect the alleged wishes of indigenous people. You are going to now respect the values, perspectives, and indeed shared humanity of indigenous peoples. I'm gonna let that sink in. Hold on, y'all. Did you notice right here? Look, y'all. Look at this quote from the president, American Museum of Natural History. What's wrong with this quote? What stands out? Hold on. Let me go big screen. Look at this quote. What am I about to point out? Nah, not error. Not perspectives. Not vestiges. Hold up. Natural. Okay. There we go. That's what I'm about to point out. A rising Aboriginal said indigenous peoples. That's right. And Doc Stack said it too. And so did Jamaris. Listen, hold on. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. I want you to notice how they refer to indigenous people as peoples. Listen, people is plural already for a single ethnic group. And peoples refers to multiple ethnic groups. Here, that's a problem within itself. That is a problem. I don't care if they get mad, I'm going to expose it. Because how can a true indigenous or the true indigenous people of America be indigenous to America if they are a part of more than one racial group that is not primordial to America? Again, peoples, multiple ethnic groups. People, single ethnic group. Oh yeah, we setting it on fire. Fire. It's that time. This exposes, because look, this exposes that they are including foreigners into the mix when referring to the indigenous peoples of America. It's right in front of you. This is just like right now, for example, where you can find foreigners from other countries of other continents that want to be included in that reparations proposals, okay, merely because they share the same hue of skin complexion as you and I, but not the same historical background. It's the same thing. It is the exact same thing. They sure did. They sure did. This whole time, we've been calling them indigenous peoples so everybody could be included. Now, I'm talking about, tell me right now if I'm right or wrong. Tell me right now. That's the difference between people and peoples. I'm going to continue to drink my tea. Now, before I move on, I want you to understand something. When my wife, when I showed this to my wife, this was an unbelievable moment. Like, this was unexpected. Like, this is how you could tell they were trying to hurry up and get this done fast. To the point where I just showed you that they already started knocking them out. Before this even made news, before this was even made news, they started pulling it. They're like, oh, them niggas went too far. We got to stop this right now. And think about that. Even my wife was like, what's alarming is if Native Americans are saying that these museum displays are disrespecting their people and culture somehow, and they should take it down, then she thought that it points to where their skills are today. Because think about it. Where are the skills that are being shown in these museums? Making their clothing from scratch here. And not just regular scratch. We talking about minerals here. Where are the skills that are being shown in these museums? Are the Native Americans using the same skills as in the past? Especially in creating these minerals to produce these types of clothing? And then I remember she was saying what draws more attention to it, more than anything, is that it's going to expose them. So if you genuinely are those who are indigenous to this land, then you should know how to do the same thing that was before. And if you don't, why not? Why not? That's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They know who the chemists were, Swarthy. They know who the chemists were. And who was they, Dane? These foreigners? Because where you think they got it from? Just think about that. I don't want my people to just believe that the only thing we had was tobacco and rice and milk and honey. I want you to think about that. We had to survive spring, summer, falls, and winters. Did we run to, shout out to Yellowhammer, did we run to Germany, for example, and go get our clothes and then come back? Did we? Did we call China? China, make some clothing for us. No, we did not. And another thing is this. I want you to think about the things that we were trading. Wouldn't it be more convenient to trade this style of clothing? Let me go back. This style of clothing. Like, wouldn't it be more convenient to cover yourself up, top, bottom, all the way? Wouldn't you want that? I mean, because think about that. If other countries could grow foods or whatever foods they were interested in, right? What else would they be interested in to get from the indigenous people of this landmass here? We talking about, yeah, but that's even before cotton, though. That's even before cotton. A rising Aboriginal, that's before cotton, sis. Listen, this is before cotton. They gonna want clothing. And don't, y'all know that we dominated, by the way, cotton. We dominated. Cotton this was it right here. Was it nobody mass producing cotton more than us? And if you see some hemp or cotton or linen and all that stuff from here, and that's what they don't want you to know, including the dyes that go on this. Where's it at? Look, because think about that. Did we have a printer back then to print these type of designs on this shirt? Woo, listen, woo. My wife, woo. She went ham exposing this. Now, I'm trying to think if we talked about these metal rings. Did we talk about this, y'all? Because I could talk about this real brief. The metal rings. Matter of fact, I think I did that in the 13% community service. So let me talk about that right now. The metal rings that you see all over, okay, all over this shirt in particular, is knocking negativity away from the person. This is a spiritual thing. This is about protection. Sonic was collecting rings. If you touch Sonic, the thing that come off of him is rings. The Olympic gold rings. The Olympics rings. Y'all can point them out. Who else is, listen to the symbolism now. Who else is using rings as a form, right, as their energy or protecting their energy? Uh-oh, talk. Go ahead, Chad, go ahead. Audi, here we go. Audi got that in their logo, right? Oh yeah, we having fun tonight. Matter of fact, I'm telling you, I'm dropping the bomb for all of y'all. Yes, the championship ring. Yes, Olympics. That's why I said that earlier. The Olympics. Right, Mercedes-Benz. Talk. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're going to see this a lot. Yeah, I said Sonic. I just got finished saying Sonic. When you hit Sonic, them gold rings coming out. I'm trying to tell you. But to go back to this, I want you to think about this now. We didn't have a printer to like print. Well, we did eventually. Hold on. We did eventually. I'm not trying to say that we didn't at all. We did eventually press this on. Eventually. But I'm talking about making this material, making this dye in 1790. Hold on. You can't see this little spot right here no more. It's gone. They took that out the museum. Took it. Don't want you to know. No. And believe it or not, this is the same side that was already empty before it hit the news.
Totally makes sense. I mean, it's their stuff, their ancestry, their heritage.
I think they absolutely deserve consent from the tribe. I mean, that's their people, their culture.
Hannah Jimenez is a Native American student at Columbia University and grew up on a reservation.
I just think it's a big win for tribal communities in the sense that...
Stop. Look closely. Hannon. Uh-oh. Hold on. Usually, look, y'all said it already in the chat. Usually, when the news go out to go grab an expert on a particular topic, they go grab an expert on a particular topic, but for some odd reason, they go grab a student that is nowhere near indigenous to this land. Nowhere near. Not this land. Now, if they would have messed around and said Mexico,
it's up.
Jimenez, I could grab 5 to 10 Mexicans right now. It's pronounced Jimenez. I could grab them right now, and they are really going to confirm as soon as they hear that last name. They gonna confirm. Matter of fact, if it's any Latinos in the chat, talk to me right now. Right now in the chat. They said that she's Native American, number 1. Number 2, student. Number 3, lived on a reservation. Let's go back for a second. I don't know if y'all heard that. Wait a minute.
Culture.
Hannah Jimenez is a Native American student at Columbia University and grew up on a reservation.
I just think it's...
What reservation? What reservation? What are you talking about?
Deserve consent from the tribe. I mean, that's their people.
Notice how they tried to hurry up and say a few things. And let's find out what she, hold on, I don't know. No.
Sure.
Watch.
Jimenez is a Native American student at Columbia University and grew up on a reservation.
I just think it's a big win for tribal communities in the sense that...
calling her, let's say, for example, she is registered in a tribe, right? You calling her a student. You didn't, no respect to her tribe. And they was just talking about respect, perspectives, and morals, values, and all that stuff. You calling her a student. You didn't say her tribe, nothing. That should have been right up under her name. All right.
Native peoples are now kind of having a bigger say in the narrative that is put out.
But some visitors say the new rules are going too far.
We're tired of it. We just said, what's going to go next? Are they going to change the name of Columbus Circle now?
The whole thing's just too politicized.
It's not clear when the exhibits could reopen, and history lovers worry about the missed opportunities to learn about American history.
I feel like it's upsetting the fact that they're closing representation and stuff that, other people could be interested in learning in.
The Eastern Woodlands exhibit has been a popular destination for school field trips. The visits will now be suspended, but the museum says it is committed to supporting learning and teaching about Indigenous peoples.
Again, Indigenous peoples, plural. I just want y'all to understand that within this video, they didn't ask nobody in New York, Manhattan, of color, their opinion on this museum closing for this reason. Everybody that they asked were pale skin. That's number 1. Number 2, why were certain ones removed prior to this hitting the news? Why were you trying to rush? Why were you trying to hurry up? We already answered this. We know. Okay, we know. But because they're hiding it. Because it exposes them. Who was them? Those so-called Native Americans. And here's another thing, right? What so-called Native American tribe came out and said that this is what they want done? Because think about it. If they so-called indigenous to this landmass, wouldn't they want visitors to come learn about their history? Wouldn't they want the visitors to know who's indigenous to this land? Wait, that's a real problem? As long as it's been in the museum, now all of a sudden we got to take it out? No, that's not right. You didn't ask for our permission? It's not the stories was wrong. Some of the literature was wrong. Some of the clothing is wrong. None of that. None of that was said, y'all. None of it. It was just straight up Joe Biden putting out.
CBS 2's Lori Bordenaro explains that the move is to comply with President Biden's new tribal consent laws.
Tribal consent laws. So this is what I'm saying. Again, what Native American tribes? Now, they talking about East Woodlands. So if they, at least that portion of it, East Woodlands, that means a few things. So now we're going to have an issue with who? Because you ain't talking about nobody on the West. You ain't talking about plain Indians. Uh-oh. Eastern Woodland Indians ain't plain Indians. I'm gonna let that sink in. Ojibwas, the Crees, Iroquois, Eastern Woodland Indians are not plain Indians. What are we doing here? Mohegans, or Mohegans, some of y'all gonna say Mohegans. Somebody lying. Who did that? I would love to know who did that. And if I'm not mistaken, they also said they were gonna do it on the Great Plains. Also, that sound like to me, let me explain something right now. That sound like foreigners trying to change it. They want it taken down so they can rewrite it, so it can match up with them. Then they put it back up. Remember when I said that they change history every 10 years? They taking it down to rewrite it, script it up some more, and then poof, all of a sudden, well, the museum is now open, ladies and gentlemen, you can come visit, and every single thing changed. Now they're gonna look more Mongolian. You know, there's a few exhibits, and I'm gonna make sure I pull this up in another live stream. There are more exhibits out here right now that showcase the Eastern Woodland Indians, what they look like. And here's another thing. How come they not using, and I'm gonna call them ancient, because they're older, they're much older than these museums. How come they don't use the ancient, again, this is me saying ancient. They're not that old, but they're older than these museums. The tobacco statues. Notice how they don't want, now I'm talking about something that's older than these museums. And I can even talk about something that's older than them statues. Now, before the statues, we had the paintings. Now, the paintings, the watercolor paintings, didn't look like no goddamn Mongolians. They started changing up them paintings to all those paintings right now that y'all see that look like Mongolians, straight up, that look like Chinese. That's why I'm saying Mongolian. Were done by the Chinese, literally. Chinese painters painting them joints. And they were done in the 1900s. Now, the ones before that look just like you and I. Big nose, high cheekbone, big lips. Maybe you got the big forehead, long hair, didn't care, whatever style they wanted to put it in. Cornrows, two plait ponytails. We ain't got no museum with that though.
I'm just here to make you think.
Slow down. Yeah. Sub up like